is up, guys? Welcome back to another GeekaWhat video. In this one, we're going to be building an awesome ultra-wide gaming setup with a powerful PC build, some awesome peripherals, and a $2,500 budget. What could possibly go wrong? No! How? I'll be walking you through all the components that make this setup possible, telling you how you can go ahead and pick these up right now in 2022, and also be discussing how you could potentially upgrade this setup with a next-gen GPU once those arrive. Let's do this. Let's kick things off by having a quick walk through everything in this setup that we'll be using to make it possible. Starting off with our PC build. This is a build we actually featured in a recent video and assembled from scratch. It's got an RTX 3070 GPU from Asus TUF, it's got an Asus Z690 motherboard, and is built inside Lian Li's brand new Lancool 3 case. It's a chassis with loads of cool features, like these pop-out PSU shield vents with room for hard drives and power supplies and all that jazz, with some custom sleeved white cable extensions from Easy DIY and a Corsair White Edition H150i Elite Capellix. The whole thing looks incredible. It's perfectly set up as well for next-gen GPUs, and while the 3070 is a great choice, it will support a theoretical 4070, given of course the inclusion of PCIe 5 on the motherboard. Just watch out for the rumoured power requirements for next-gen GPUs. With an Intel i7-12700K, perfect for gaming and great for streaming, video editing, those kind of tasks, and 32 gigs of DDR4, it's a way to go ahead and build a high-power gaming PC without spending silly money. We've saved a load of cash on an expensive motherboard, saved further money on DDR4 rather than DDR5 memory, and designs like the Asus TUF, Asus Dual, or MSI Ventus range are far cheaper than their Supreme, Gaming X Trio, or Strix counterparts. You haven't got to spend a fortune to get a great looking and great performing PC, especially right now in 2022. Of course, for a build like this, we need to go ahead and pick up some great peripherals too. And let's start off with the keyboard, shall we? This one is brand new from Corsair. It's their K70 RGB Pro. Now, the K70, James, that's definitely not brand new. Well, this version is a bit of a refresh, shall we say, with genuine Cherry MX switches, double shot PBT keycaps which feel and sound fantastic, and of course Corsair's next-gen media control keys for playing your music, getting your tunes, as they'd say here in the UK, going, and of course it's full perky RGB backlit. You can customise all the lighting in Corsair iCUE, something you will also able to sync with our PC, which has a Corsair cooler and some Corsair fans for good measure. Corsair's Axon technology as well helps to reduce latency, and this unit also has a LAN party switch which is going to adjust a few settings on it to really get the most out of the keyboard. Now of course we need to pair our keyboard up with a great mouse. One peripheral is only as good as the next, and that's where this MSI GM41 clutch comes in. Now this is a mouse we've reviewed over on our website a little while ago and featured in a few builds and setups. And after trying a few new designs such as NZXT's new lift design and the Corsair Sabre RGB wireless, I've come back to the GM41 clutch. Not only is this mouse super lightweight, one of the most lightweight wireless mice out there, it is of course, kind of ruined that, wireless. Now you get this nice handy dock which not only acts as like a bit of a USB pass-through for plugging in your mouse's dongle, you could put this directly into a PC or laptop, but having it on the dock on your desk helps to further reduce latency and makes the wireless distance between the mouse and the receiver as small as possible. What it also does though is charges your mouse, which you can do by simply popping on a little something. I say this is easy. A little something like this. There we go. It's magnetic, bit of patience, and you're all good to go. This helps to make it a bit easier to charge the mouse up. Simply pop it on the dock when you're not using it, and you're always going to have plenty of juice to keep you going. With a 20,000 DPI sensor and a weight of just over 70 grams, it's very light, especially for a wireless design, and isn't going to give you too much latency either. I was close. Too much latency either, especially of course considering it's wireless. When it comes to pairing our peripherals up with a great headset, I've actually picked up a dedicated microphone for this build. Headset mics are always going to be a bit naff, no matter how much you spend. And while the Cooler Master MH670 is a really great sounding gaming headset, the mic does leave something to be desired, especially for higher end setups like this. If you want to get into a bit of streaming, a bit of video editing, you want to go on work calls and impress all of your colleagues or your school friends, then you're going to want a dedicated microphone. But for just chatting on Discord and saving a bit of cash, you can stick with your headset mic's included option. Elgato also have the Wave 3. We'll be testing this Wave 1 later. The only difference between the two actually isn't the core mic technology. It just provides you a little bit more by way of interface, audio settings, gain, all that good stuff. One thing the Wave 1 also does is it has an anti-clipping technology, which makes it virtually impossible to actually clip or peak on your mic. That means if you're a streamer or a gamer and you're shouting in game, you're not going to be having too many issues when it comes to that sound sounding really horrible and fuzzy. It's super plug and play. One of the best USB options out there on the market. Of course, high-end streamers will also want to consider XLR choices, but for me today, this is going to work perfectly. The other half of our audio equation then is of course the headset. Once again here I have gone wireless with plush ear cups, fantastic build quality, and superb comfortability, if that's actually a word.
Comfortability.
These are going to be awesome for what we're looking for. Really, really great sounding, really, really comfortable, and a great fit for the setup today. As always, I'll drop links to everything that we've featured down in the description below for both Amazon and eBuyer, so you can check out latest pricing availability, and those are affiliate links. Now, taking a look at the monitor next up, we've kind of saved the best bit of the setup to last. You might be thinking, James, Cooler Master make monitors? Some of you will be more aware nowadays that Cooler Master have entered the monitor game. A year or so ago, their first attempts were pretty good, but not quite there. But I'm glad to report things are changing. Cooler Master, within the next year or so, if they keep up this trajectory, quite well be one of the most serious players in the gaming monitor game. This 34-inch 3440 by 1440 design is my favourite resolution for gaming. It's ultra wide, giving you the extra peripheral vision, immersion, and multitasking capability, without giving all the extra resolution demand that 4K, for example, would provide. It's got a similar amount of pixels to 1440p, except of course it's slightly wider, which will require something like a 3060 Ti or above to get the best gaming out of. With a 0.5 millisecond response time, it's also super speedy. You've got HDR, AMD FreeSync Premium, and here's the kicker, it covers 98% of the DCI P3 colour space. James, what does that mean? With a quantum dot panel. Oh boy, we've featured a few quantum dot designs over on the website, and we've compared them all in a recent article. So go and check out our review of the GM34 CWQ ARGB. Oh yeah, it's got an RGB stand that's addressable and customizable. Of course it does. The only major downside to this, I would say, I don't think it's quite as vivid as some of the other panels we've had in recently, but it is more affordable. Cooler Master's software for the stand could also be improved. Software is one of Cooler Master's weakest points in my view, especially compared to Corsair. But let's be honest, if you're buying a monitor, you want it to be good, built well, and look nice with a great panel, and that's what Cooler Master have done here. The next question, how easy or not so easy is this monitor to actually build? So this is toolless, which is good. You've got the ARGB base of the stand just here, which screws in with sort of this thumb screw design to the bottom of the actual monitor arm. That looks pretty good so far. And then if we take what has to be one of the more curved monitors I've ever seen, really quite extreme on the curve, I think it should. I would advise doing this with two hands and potentially a friend, but I haven't got any. So here I am. There we go. I think that's on. Is that on? No, it is now. Yes, easy peasy, completely toolless. And then if you want to take it off, you just push this in or pull it down or something. Push it up. There we go. And the whole monitor tilts off, lifts up, and it's as simple as that. Lovely stuff. A little bit plastic in places, but I can't fault Cooler Master too much for that one. Still looks pretty good. Before booting the setup up, there is one more thing we need to, of course, add to the gaming setup today. Bear with me. And that is, of course, our extended mouse pad. Now, anyone that you want to pick up is going to work well for this setup. There's a guy on TikTok who I speak to every now and again called Arky. He's got some pretty cool ones as well. So I'll link some down below. Show a bit of love to a fellow creator. Some quite nice designs and something that would definitely add a bit of to your setup. This one though comes from Cooler Master, is a little bit cheaper, has a nice surface, and all in all will just work pretty well for what we're looking to achieve today. Hang on a second, there is one more item for the setup that I have forgotten about, and that is of course the chair. Now, many of you will know I don't normally recommend gaming chairs in our setup videos. However, today is indeed a different story. Now, you might not be able to see much of the setup anymore, but this is Corsair's Rush design. They've got a few new ones out as well, so go and check those out. The reason I don't recommend chairs normally is because they have these pretty horrific lumbar support and neck pillows which just don't work. This one from Corsair, though, it's actually really comfortable. A couple of people in the office have been testing it for quite a while now and found some good mileage and good results. So I'd recommend picking up something like this if you haven't already got a strong ergonomic office chair. Or, of course, a gaming chair, for that matter. I'll rejoin you in just a moment, though, to play some games and test this setup out properly for the first time. But first, let's see how good it looks in an epic GeekaWhat montage once it's all wired up and all plugged in. The first title we're going to have a look at is a bit of Fortnite. If we take a look at the settings, we're kind of running a hybrid between high resolution and competitive settings. So we're at the native 3440 by 1440 resolution of the display, unlimited frame rate because of course we've got 144 Hz, and then if we scroll through you can see we've gone for a custom settings config with DLSS on, set to performance mode, render distance at far, and everything else on low. This is the exact formula you want to play with for maximum frame rate and ensures also we still get a good visual quality and the best possible gaming experience. Hopefully the surround sound of our headset can help us out as we jump into our first game of Fortnite and the first benchmark on our list today. First impressions straight off the bat, we're at like 250 frames per second. Even when we start moving about, moving and shaking, our frame rate is still looking pretty good as well, holding up strong about 180 frames per second, give or take. The game looking absolutely fan-dabby-dozy, which is a great start. These kind of frame rates are perfect, especially for a 144 Hz monitor. They keep you nice and competitive, and of course, make sure your gaming experience is as nice as it can possibly be. As we work our way in and the zone starts to close.
There's a lorry on there.
What, moving?
Over the bridge, yeah. That lorry was moving.
Oh, sorry, Dan, I let you down there. Have I made a mistake there? I've made a mistake here, haven't I, Daniel? Yeah. Oh, Dan, this has not gone well. Dan, this is awful. I've up big time. That's a bot.
Yeah, it's a bot.
Oh, you shoot at me!
Oh, there's another guy. Go on, go on. Oh no, oh no.
They're everywhere! No, what's going on? Ah! No! No, why are they all attacking me? I come in peace! I come in peace! No! No, get me out of here! Oh! No. This is a disaster. Right, let's try this again. Fourth time lucky. Normally I get it like first or second game. Today this is not happening. Decided I don't want to be here anymore. Oh, damn. I'm so sorry. I got 7 kills last time. Guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I've just had one of the most horrific half an hours on Fortnite of my entire life. Last video, we got 7 kills. We nearly won the game. Today, we got killed 7 times and didn't win any game. So I am an embarrassment to the PCMR and I shall hand in my notice as a gamer with immediate effect. But thankfully, we have got another couple of games that we can try out to make sure this setup really cuts the mustard, and at least I was comfortable in my nice Corsair gaming chair while I did quite so rubbish just there. Maybe sitting down's the problem, who knows at this point, just reaching for all those excuses. Before we jump into the second run, it's also worth doing a quick test of our Elgato Wave microphone. You're currently listening to our professional studio mic, and if we switch now to the Elgato Wave 1. This is one of the best USB streaming mics on the market. Of course, there are varying options available if you're considering the XLR route, but this is a great device and helps to cut out all your background noise, stops you from peaking, and all that good stuff. Good work from Elgato and Corsair on this one. If we take a look at Forza Horizon 5, which is our next title, running at 3440 by 1440, the graphics are set to the Ultra preset with basically everything cranked to Ultra and High. If we jump into the game, once again, we've got MSI Afterburner's Reaver Tuner going to give us a good idea of frame rate, and we're sitting straight off the bat at 145 frames per second on average. Overall, the gaming experience feels pretty good. Forza is one of those games that just always looks amazing. Forza Horizon 3, Forza Horizon 4, they're all absolutely tidy as far as looks goes, and you can see this system is capable of driving them absolutely spot on. We didn't just test Fortnite and Forza though, we've tested a wide range of titles on this system, and the performance you can expect is on your screen now. Full benchmark runs, as always, will be linked down in the description below, so go and check those out. Thanks for watching this video, and as always, we'll see you in the next one.